I don't like this one anymore. Hurts my hips.
My wee-wee's like really squishy. Like I could sit and I what?
Have you guys seen, because I'm going on an airplane, because you guys were crossing your legs, you can hang it over the seat above you, and it's like a swing for your legs to put your feet up on.
I saw that
what?
recently.
Is that embarrassing?
I don't think so, because
what's swing?
It's like a portable footrest, I would call it.
And you could bring it on planes, so when your feet get, you fly first class, so you wouldn't.
Yeah, I was about to say, is this economy? Because I've never heard of such a thing.
I forgot the seats in the back. They don't go into a bed.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's basically like a little hammock.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the things under the seats on trains. Because I know on trains they have
I
like a
love
swing.
that.
Yeah.
Why don't they have that on planes? I know you need the bottom to put your bags, but I think those things are way more important to have than like just
Interesting.
emptiness for your bag.
Well, I fly Spirit, so I need those. And I'm not kidding. This weekend,
you do
That's
scream
nice.
Spirit.
Well,
You
I'm gonna
really
turn
do.
into a Spirit if I keep flying on Spirit. But seriously, like this last weekend, like most times they're nice. They're new planes. They have the black seats.
Oh, they have the black seats now. Remember?
But you have to pay for obviously everything. So we force these bags into like underneath underneath bags, all of our stuff. And the girl was like, they're not gonna fit because we got the emergency row. And we're like, no, they're gonna fit. So we put them underneath. And she woke us, we were sleeping. She woke us up mid-flight. She goes, she hits us. And she's like, see, if that came out and there was a crash, everybody would be tripping all of your stuff. I was like, I was just sleeping.
If there was a crash, last thing I'd need to worry about is what...
No.
We're all going in the ocean.
Yeah,
like, we're good.
I'm not worried
Right.
about anything that's in my way when
People are
going to
be tripping and falling
I'm
anyway.
also like, first off, you put me in the exit row. Like, we're not getting out of this plane. Like, there's
like Miss Thang, we're not making it. We're all dying.
Leah agreeing to assist in case of anything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the exit row.
I was on my phone playing games, and she was like, you need to listen because you're in this row. It's important information for you. And nothing was about the exit row. I was like, yeah, we got it.
I forgot to tell you guys though, on the way back from Vegas, the stewardess was like walking by. You know how they do like the belt check and everything? Yeah. Make sure your bag's underneath. I had a camera like just around my neck. I just was wearing my camera. She goes, you need to take the camera off and put it in the pocket. I was like, what? She goes, you need to take it off because if we get into an accident, you could get choked. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, should I take my necklace off too?
Yeah. What?
I could get... I was like, listen, if we get into an accident, the last thing I'm worried about is if my neck... like
anything around your neck would choke you then.
Your sweatshirt, a hoodie.
Or even like the tray tables on Spirit, they're literally like a size of a note card. And if you pull it down, it's not doing anything. They're like, tray tables up. I'm like, it's this big. What do we?
I don't
But at the
it.
same time, they want you to bend your neck like this when the plane's going down.
So you die though.
Get out of here.
Isn't that so you die?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's snap your neck. I
You
mean,
better. I'm running. I'm running.
I think if they really want everybody to be safe, they give everybody parachute class, skydiving classes, and if the plane's going down, you open that goddamn exit door, and we all fly out with our parachutes.
Or one giant parachute for the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never understood why.
I feel like it's so easy.
It is easy. I mean, even if like there's a 50% chance that the parachute doesn't like work, it's still like still
I
a
feel
good
like
chance.
it's possible. If the wheels can pop out.
Yeah. we
Right?
or enough, not even like to like float and like gently land, but enough to like stop it to where the plane isn't gonna like disintegrate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like to where it comes down, it's falling, but it's like not too hard.
Exactly.
Doesn't a giant slide pop out, or is that only for water?
Only water.
Oh, I would be.
Crashes in the desert.
Right?
The inflatables come out.
Oh,
Gotta
thank
get out
God.
somehow.
Thank God that slide was out for us.
So good.
Okay. Well, we have, you guys already saw her. We have a very special guest today. This is actually the first time you'll be seeing her if this goes public.
We're a little worried.
You've heard a lot about her.
Here I am. It's me.
So let's roll the intro so we can introduce our guest and get the show on the road. It's Capital, baby. Let's go. I saw a comment once saying, I hate Zane singing when the intro's going. It's like, it's our show.
It's your intro.
It's a song. Let me sing.
Yeah, now do the whole thing a cappella. and look at her in the eye.
Unfiltered.
Yeah, you like that?
Like that?
How about
my
those
camera.
apples?
Eat that. It's just a one person I'm talking to. Eat that.
But you do oddly have a good voice.
Yeah, he does.
You do. Like,
Yeah,
you
she's
got.
trying to get that raise. Thank you,
We
Leah.
are coming up on 3 years. So.
Thank you, Leah. Okay, let's
I'm
we'll
like,
talk
Zane,
later.
you really should start. You should start singing.
Yeah. Okay, well, welcome back to Zane and Heath Unfiltered. I'm Zane.
I'm Heath.
I'm Mariah.
And today we have a very special guest. Not only is she known for
Everything.
She is my assistant of
Almost 3 years.
almost 3 years. Leah Bars. Everybody say hello.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming on.
If you guys are on the Patreon, you already seen her on there. We did a whole episode with her on there if you guys want to check out.
And so much has happened in the year. So
Yeah, we brought her on because Leah has been able to rack up some monstrosities that she wanted to share.
every
with the
weekend is
class.
a monstrosity.
yeah.
But just to start, you've been my assistant for almost 3 years.
And how's that been?
How's that been?
Pros and
know-
cons.
Cons. let me start with the cons. No, the pros. I just I have nothing. Well,
There's just so many.
Me and Zane are a really good duo. He requires a lot of patience, and that's something I think I have a strong suit of. You are just a little forgetful, but that's what I'm here for, and I'm happy to take some of the blame sometimes when it's not my fault.
Oh, that's really
Very
sweet.
good.
That's-
Was it? Because it didn't sound sweet.
No,
It didn't feel good.
A little,
when she said-
little backhanded.
that
But
was
I'll
really
take
sweet.
it,
But you
but
know
I'll
when you work for somebody too, like you kind of read the day, right? Because like not everyone every day is gonna have a good day. So when I come in, I assess Zane, see how it is. I'm like, can I tell him about my weekend? Can I tell him something funny?
Oh,
Can I
no.
tell him something I forgot?
You can always tell me something funny or about your
But
weekend.
sometimes you're like in the zone, and when Zane's working, he's a really hard worker. That's what I'll
He
tell you.
doesn't stop.
He
Like, he
doesn't
doesn't
stop.
wanna-
So I don't want
yeah.
to distract you.
Yeah, when I'm working on my computer on something that needs to go up.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like really
And
focused.
he
But
seems mad, but he's not.
He's
like,
focused.
Can you give me
it's-
lunch? Like,
it's-
I'm
well,
like,
you know
yeah.
this already. It's the the RDF,
Yes.
resting dick. I
Yes.
have it. It's really
You
bad.
say resting dick face?
Yes, I do.
Cute. Cute.
I do. It's
'cause
terrible.
the guy version. I get it.
Yes, resting bitch face.
I'm a
resting
little
dick face.
slow. I
Yeah.
got it.
It's terrible. A lot of people have told me that I have it, and a lot of people were scared to meet me in the beginning because they didn't know who I was. But
Yeah.
when they saw me from across the room, they were like, "Damn, I did not want to meet you the first time because you did not look approachable." I was like, I kind of like that,
Yes.
but at the same time, it does kind of stink.
Yeah.
To have that, but yeah, I mean, most days I would say you can definitely tell me something funny. I love funny shit. You could always
know.
come to me
I know.
with funny shit or tell me about your weekend.
I also feel like over the years too, we've grown closer as employees, like
Yeah.
where there's like, you learn your boundaries and like other things. And at the end of the day, we were friends before we worked together.
Yes,
So
we were friends for maybe like what 4 or 5 years
before that, yeah.
Yeah, we were. You're like I think you were probably one of the first people I met out here, right?
One of
Maybe?
them, yeah.
Small world. I knew Leah before you guys.
Yes.
Weird.
Because I met our friend Jess Carbo. She introduced me and Heath, but Jess
Right.
Carbo's friend group was Leah. So that's who I hung out with when I first moved out here because I met Jess first. And she
So
goes, "These are my
interesting.
friends." So
Yes.
like those were my friends, and then that group introduced me to you guys.
Wow,
It is always so
Such a
crazy
small
how
world.
It's such a small world in LA where it's so big. I feel like somehow everybody is connected. in
Yes.
some
Yeah,
way.
Yes.
exactly. But
But yeah, overall, it's great.
good, perfect.
I'm happy.
Love
ya.
Love ya.
I think it's a really. I would say it's a really. It's like I would say you have a very chill job right
do.
now. I wish we like had crazy projects all
But
the time.
I feel like I'm always
keep
trying
us
to
busy.
find things to do, though.
Yeah.
So do you notice that?
Exactly. No, I do notice that. No,
Do you notice what I?
No,
I
I do,
don't want
and
to be like, did you see what I did today? One day I was just like, can I organize your whole pantry to look like a Kardashian pantry? And so I just did that. Just little things to
Like
show
your last
you I'm
project
trying.
was your last project was helping with my room, which looks
Yeah,
incredible.
it does.
Because she actually like all the specific details, like the coloring, and
Uh-huh.
like that was all Leah. Because
Very
Leah told
good.
me.
Zane
Very
can't
good.
like you can't show Zane a piece of like I could show him this desk. Like, do you like this? He goes, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Because I don't know if it
He
like
has to
what
see it as a whole.
He doesn't have a
Right.
good imagination.
Yeah, he can't see the vision
I
for
don't.
it.
I used to have imaginary friends, but I could never
Yeah.
visualize.
Interesting.
Um,
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
also the type of person you can only say yes or no to things.
Yes.
Like the room needs to be done, and you're like, no. And then they'll redo the whole thing.
And that's why I had to see renderings. I was like, I have to see a full rendering, or I'm just not going to know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
But that was the last project here.
She
Also,
kept trying to like throw it. Yeah, she kept trying to like throw in some colors. I was like, no colors. Zane just wants like neutral, tan, everything. But it looks so good.
It looks really good. And big shout out to Bree. She did incredible with my room. If you guys want to check out her page, she's
so good.
She's so good. But yes, now they've got past that. Gushy stuff, awkward.
I just want to say it's crazy because like Jordan, my assistant, gets into the most insane situations and has the craziest stories I've ever heard, but you equally get in I think worse situations.
We're in different kind of situations.
Yeah.
Like he stumbles into them and doesn't like look for it. Like you are like
I'm seeking chaos.
You're
Give it to me.
You're in it.
Yeah.
There's always a story coming from either of the two, which make you guys make a good like duo.
He's a magnet while everybody around you are magnets.
Yes.
And you just
You guys also probably shouldn't be on it, but I have my boss on my close friends.
Oh my gosh.
Leah, I you know what? I want to talk about that.
I recently got added to her close friends.
You could charge people a membership.
It's a reality show.
Leah, it's not only OnlyFans. It's a multiple different things that like is all into one close friends, which is your page.
Yes.
I still don't know why I'm on there. It's very like I'll watch.
Because I want you to know.
Oh
like,
no!
Hey,
thank
today
you.
I'm coming in and I'm not going to be well.
There's certain stories I'll watch. I'd be like, I think she forgets that I watched this, and it'll be like a Sunday night, and she's getting hammered. She's in the bathroom, upside down.
But I show up.
I'm like, Jesus, Leah.
But she shows up on time.
There
I don't know
is
how you do it.
sometimes maybe I might remove you because like the other when it was well there's sometimes I'm like naked on there like
oh yeah I know I've seen a few and that's which is why I was confused why I was on there.
I think that I actually left you on one time. It was raining and I had my Peloton outside because we had a roommate move into our garage, which is a whole nother story. But
another show.
But he was out of town and I need to roll the Peloton in, and I just ran out naked and was rolling the Peloton into the garage, and my friend was recording me and I threw in my close friends. Zane's just on there like, hey,
no.
And am I like one of the first people on your close friends?
Like to watch?
Yeah, am I like one of the first people that like tap in close friends?
It kind of depends on the day.
Oh, okay.
I also wonder how much you really are like watching the whole thing. I think if I'm talking a lot, you might be like,
yeah, when you're doing your drunk rants, I definitely tap.
Those are funny. Those are the good ones.
Oh,
those are the details.
I've watched a few.
Yeah.
I can't keep up. I'm listening after rewatch it because I didn't understand what you were saying.
Those are the details, and then the next day you follow up, and when she's sober, you find out exactly what happened.
Yes, because I'll wake up to like literally because there's only like 52 people on there.
Yeah.
So you're one of them. And so I'll wake up to about 15 responses with questions like about what I said.
You actually get more engagement on
no,
your
I
close
do.
friends.
So
Q&A.
a lot of you guys have been asking.
Oh, I say that. I'm like, so
Q&A.
for all of you guys asking last night.
She actually has 100% engagement on her close friends, which is pretty good. I mean, as a brand, I think I would pay her a lot of money.
This is where I'm going. I feel like I want to turn my life into like a reality show on TikTok. But the last time I attempted this
was a year ago today.
Leah,
so thank you.
Thank God you brought that up because that was one of the important things I want to talk to you about was your big you actually went viral.
I did.
For the first
I've been
time.
viral a couple times.
Get it right, Zane.
Right.
Excusez-moi.
I'm pretty funny if you didn't know.
you went viral. I think it was exactly a year ago.
It was. I said, should I post something else? For my year.
1 year update.
I go, should I do it? Because keep in mind, before we get into that story on my level of crazy, to me, was about a 3.
Ooh.
So I was like, imagine.
Leah, I know.
Yeah. So I was
when
like,
that was going around, I was like, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg.
So I was like, let's give him a level 5. Let's give him a little.
Yeah.
Before you say your story about that TikTok, I remember how I saw it for the first time. I'm on my TikTok. I'm on the For You page. I see the first thing I see is this girl. It has maybe like 5 million views, right? And this girl is like, did y'all see that fucking girl, crazy ass bitch that hit up some dude, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I keep watching. And I'm like, who is everybody talking about? I'm going to the comments. And I finally find the original footage. It's you.
It's me.
I was like, oh my God.
My heart would have sunk if I found out that way.
so good.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor of this podcast, Prize Picks.
Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike any other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers.
And it's so simple. All you have to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in.
And the winnings will roll in, baby. You can now win up to 100x your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in most states, including California, Texas, and Georgia.
Want to play Prize Picks alongside Drewski, Joe Budden, and MMA champ Sugar Sean O'Malley? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in Prize Picks community each week.
And Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineup stays in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks, your picks are still live.
And Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes.
So be part of the fun this season. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code UNFILTERED and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code UNFILTERED on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5.
And you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed, baby. Prize Picks, run your game.
Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's episode. We love you.
What I had posted was me and my friends had gone out on a Friday, and we all went to a restaurant called The Rose, and my best friend was in town. We were just kind of talking about, like, you know, old flings or like things that happened in high school and people. And I was like, oh my God, I wonder what, I'm going to name him
Greg.
I wonder what Greg is up to. And I was like, because after high school, we kept in touch. We were we hooked up once, and it was like, you know, nothing
He's
weird.
Greg.
Yeah.
I've known him since not elementary school. I knew him since. Like, hold on, it doesn't go that
Was
far
he
back.
your teacher?
Yes. I met him in junior high, and then we were super close as just as
Okay.
friends. We had these like classes in high school where it was called SHAPE. It was like the health classes.
Okay.
So you had all your classes with the same people. So we had SHAPE together. So we got really close throughout high school, and then after high school is when he like, you know, had a little glow up. So we hung out, and then, I don't know, I just like went back to college, and we just never talked again.
Yeah.
So we got on the topic of him, and I was like, I wonder what Greg is up to. Let me reach out. I wonder if he still has the same number. Keep in mind, before I did this, I've looked up his Instagram. I've looked his Facebook up. He's nowhere to be found. This guy has never really been into stuff like that. So
Like just like Instagram, like the internet?
he's
Okay.
just like your average Joe,
Yeah.
right? He doesn't care about that stuff. And he's from, like, I'm from the Bay Area, and like where I'm from, I just feel like not everyone's that into that.
Yeah.
So I did my research.
Mm-hmm.
I texted him. I was like, hey, like, how are you? He's like, who is this? I was like, it's Leah. And then I sent bars. Blocked. It wasn't
In
really-
between Leah and bars?
Literally. I didn't say. I was like, are you kidding me? So
What did you do to him?
Okay, well, I'll get into that, which I had. Okay. So, yeah. So then I was like, what the fuck? That's so rude. What the hell? And I was like, no, there's no way.
Greg, it's me.
It's me.
And the thing about Leah is that, like, when she gets shut down like that, she don't stop.
Now
she's
it's a
very
mission.
persistent.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's a persistent
Yeah.
girl.
Uh-huh.
So then I was like, there's no way he blocked me. She's like, he blocked you. Say delivered. So she's like, oh my God, you should go. You know, the feature on Venmo when it will have you like, it'll tell you to do or confirm the last 4.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, perfect. I'll go do that. I go to Venmo and I sent him $1 and I said, why did you block me? But I was waiting for confirm the 4 to make sure it was him because that was actually his Venmo.
Okay.
And it just sends.
Ooh.
No confirmation, nothing, because I
Damn
think
it.
that he was in my contacts, so it wasn't
Right,
like
right.
having me confirm.
Oh, got it.
And I go, fuck it, whatever. Worst case, I don't know. Unblocks me, and is like, Leah, or he's like, what the fuck? I'm married with a kid, and you're so weird for that, and blah, blah. And I'm like, you'll see the conversation, but I was like, what? He's like, you're a weirdo. And I was like, right back at you. You're a weirdo for reacting like this. Like, I didn't know you were married. My bad.
Oh, so you did not know that he was married with a kid when he
No.
sent
He had
that?
no
Okay.
social media.
he has
Got it.
nothing.
So that's where I think the mix-up happened, where
Yes.
people assumed that you knew that he was married with a
Exactly.
kid.
I even
Okay.
went as far as checking he has an older brother who I knew. I even went as far as going to his brother's like Facebook, and that was all private. So there was nothing to see. Like
You
literally.
just had his number.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And guys, look, she's a persistent girl. I mean, I think every friend group has at least one person in the friend group who's very persistent.
Well, seriously, but you know when you start to think when you're older, like you get a little desperate, like who from my past could I bring back? Maybe this will like be the one. Like this could be a love story. It's what I thought, honestly. But it turned into me getting canceled on the internet. So we didn't learn a lesson because we'll do it again.
I think it could have been
romantic.
I think it could have been handled a different way. Like if he was married and had kids, he could have been like, "Hey, hope you're doing well. I'm married with kids. Don't really feel comfortable talking."
But pretty quickly.
I honestly think that's how he should have reacted. Was that a part of me feels like. She saw his wife saw it, and there was a whole fight, and then he reacted like
that. Who the
that.
fuck is Lee?
Exactly.
That's what I think too.
Like they were like laying in bed together because it was like a Friday night. I don't know, and they have a kid. They're probably in bed.
Yeah, right. And you know what? This is exactly.
He
was on TikTok. They were both watching TikTok on his phone. This is exactly what happened. And that popped, and he's just like, "Who's that?" And that's it. That's all. It needs to happen is for them to see that text.
We'll get to that.
Oh God! So, she showed up at his house.
Stop. No, I would. No, I'm kidding. Where was I?
So he said you're weird for doing that. You're like you're fucking.
I said you're weird, and so the conversation said, I said right back at you. You guys. Okay, so I was like, okay, this is crazy. Like this is a funny story. I'm going to bring it to TikTok. So I was like, have you ever had the Sunday scaries? Well, today I have the Saturday scaries. This is what happened. Here's the conversation, blah, blah, blah. Post it. Not even kidding, within an hour, this thing has like 300K views. And for the most part,
TikTok,
these things were like,
magic.
Okay. The comments were like, oh my God, girl, you couldn't waterboard this out of me. And I'm like,
she goes, the comments were all right.
Yeah, they were funny.
That was actually one of the first comments I saw was, you couldn't waterboard this out of me. And I fucking died.
Again, I was like, dude, what's the problem? It's funny. Like, where did I go wrong? Maybe in my head, like, I don't know. But then the comments started getting to, you're a home wrecking slut, like blah, 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 telling me all these things. Like, I can't believe you didn't even think to look up his Instagram, blah, blah. I had my friends fighting people in the comments. There was threads. You guys got to go read them still because I had privated it because it started scaring me. Because I was like, shit, this is like, because people were stitching it. People were making YouTube videos.
You were, like, was it scaring you? Was it
NBC
scaring
News.
You? Because
was it? No. Oh my God, Heath, I'm gullible. I was like, oh my God.
Leah, was it scaring you because of just you felt unsafe because you thought someone was gonna hurt you with this,
much
or
unsafe, but the hate wasn't stopping. Where I was like trying to make jokes out of it at the end. I even tried to explain myself in another video of like, you guys, this is like what happened, and people were like, it got worse. And not that I ever care what anyone says about me, but it was just getting to a point where like I started like posting a picture with my dog and like, you and your dog should die, drink bleach. And I'm like, okay, like this is like wild. So maybe I should just like slow it down because it wasn't stopping. This went on for like 2 weeks. Like,
wow,
people stitching YouTube videos after another. I had my mom like messaged me that her second cousin saw it and sent the stitch of it, and people are lying about it. So
so you see, that's what sucks about it all, right? Like something that gets misconstrued, goes to your family.
Everyone was twisting it.
Yeah,
like, everyone was taking their own narrative of like what I said and being like, "Oh yeah, this girl knew," and I was like, "No, I didn't." Like it was making me mad to watch those videos.
When I was watching it, because my initial reaction, full transparency, you know this already. When I watched it, I was just like, Leah, what were you thinking posting that?
Nothing.
I don't know at what point in the video that I thought that you knew that he was married with a kid.
Yeah, no.
I don't know where, because I remember watching your video too, and I mean, if that's the case, there was something that
I don't know what got misunderstood.
I don't know either, because I definitely thought maybe I watched somebody else's video.
Well, now watch it back. Maybe I missed some details that I could have given, but like then I explained it after, and I'm still getting so much hate.
Yeah.
Like, and then again, it makes me feel better when I click these icons and it's like this 10-year-old. I just really hit the wrong side of TikTok. Because I've said stories like this. Like, there was a time, like, this is just a short snippet, but there was a time where I blew this guy's phone up so much one night when I was drunk, like 24 calls. He was like, Leah, like, I cannot talk to you anymore, and blocked me, and that's fine. I went on OfferUp to get a new bed frame, and he was literally he was literally selling this like bed frame that I wanted, and I was.
It just happened to be the one.
So
you want the smell on your bed.
So
you nick.
No, I swear, it was like brand new velvet like back thing. I was like, yeah, it was emerald. I was like, yeah, this is good. And why does he have it? I was like, he probably has a girlfriend. But I messaged. I said, hey, I know this is weird because you ghosted me, but like,
How long after you?
Oh, this was like a couple years, and we had not talked.
Oh, okay.
That's I think that's enough time. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how'd you know that was
Because
his?
it was his icon.
That's crazy.
So you
And
were
it said-
shopping and then clicked it and you're like, I want this, and then
And
saw
I
he was
looked,
the
and
one.
I was like, oh my God, it's him. And so I messaged, I was like, hey, I know it's weird.
What you do is you have one of your friends
do
buy
it.
Oh, I have
it.
no shame.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
I have no shame.
Yeah.
So anyway, I make the TikTok of it because oh wait, I missed the part. So he messaged me.
It's right after this TikTok blew up. She's like, "Oh, I got another
He
one
goes,
for you
no,
guys."
this was first. This one did well.
Oh.
So that's why I thought I could post the other one. So
Right.
this guy was like, Leah, I didn't ghost you. You called me 24 times while I was at work. I was like, I know that was bad. Because he was answering. Like, so I was like, hello? And he's like, I'm at work, Leah. It was bad time. I was young. I learned a lesson from that.
a year and a half ago.
Yeah. No, it was like 3. So anyways, I ended up not buying the bed frame because I got a dog instead. And so I made the TikTok about that. It does really well. Well, he sees the TikTok and ends up asking me on a date.
Oh, wow.
He goes,
She
hey,
knows what she's doing.
he's like, maybe this is like, time has passed. We can like, this is funny.
All
We
right.
should go
He
on.
saw it as a sign. He was like,
Yeah.
Well, he's like, we should go on a date and then we could tell the people like whatever.
He saw those numbers. He was like, "Oh, I want to date an
Yeah.
influencer."
Yeah. So we go on a date and
he's watching this now.
he goes on it. We go on a date and then what did he do? Oh, he worked. I'm sorry if this is like
It'll get caught. You're good.
yeah. If you're no. I'm sorry, but if this is your job, I'm sorry. Like I just don't like when people work in the weed business because it's a hit or miss. You're either successful or you're not, and I feel like he was on the spectrum of not being successful. So it was like one of those things. Well, I'm trying this and I'm trying this, and it just was unattractive. So I ended up ghosting him, and he texted me saying,
Which is a very hard thing to do, to be ghosted by Leah. You know what I mean?
I
You have to
try
be down
see
bad.
the good in everybody. I give everybody a chance. And so I ended up not ghosting him, but I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not really interested. And he's like, wow, this is payback or whatever. I'm like, okay. So that did so well. I made those. Remember the yes, Lord, and we can praise you for the rest of our days.
Yes.
So I did that, and I put the story while I was dancing, like. Yes, it got crazier
that's
as
good,
the thing
Oh,
went
that's
out.
an old trend.
Yes.
Oh, it
Well,
just hit me what that
the
trend
sound
was.
removed,
yeah.
which is sad, but so I did that, blew up, did so well. The comments were hilarious. They were like, they loved me. So when I posted this one, it was like so like yeah. So I ended up
You were canceled.
I was canceled.
You went viral and you went canceled.
You know
The
how many
love
people
and
checked
hate.
on me though? Like it was, I got to see my real friends, But this guy came in, like my friend who lives in the garage. His bandmate came in and was like, "Hey Leah, do you have a second?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, I've been seeing the comments. I just want to make sure you're okay. I was like, oh no, I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm good. Like they don't bug me. You could tell me like I'm a fat piece of shit.
It was just crazy.
Yeah, and I just don't know where the whole line. And once one
Right.
person started it, it just took off. So
I feel like you didn't really care because you knew it wasn't true what they were saying.
yeah,
You know what
and
I mean?
I know exactly like you said. I know my intentions, and it wasn't to like break up a marriage and a
Yeah.
family. It was because I just was like a hopeless romantic and thought
Exactly.
maybe this was my husband. And we just haven't talked in years.
Right.
But it's funny because this guy who I was really good friends with in kindergarten, he DM'd me and was like, "Hey, I saw your video. Remember me from kindergarten? Sorry if this is weird." I was like, "Oh my God, no, I do remember you. And no, it's not weird." But he saw the video and had reached out.
Interesting.
And now we still
How are you doing? He's
Yeah.
he's trying to come
That's
for you
pretty
too.
much what you did.
right?
You reached
And
out
I
to
didn't
the
think
guy.
it was weird because
Yeah.
I think about that guy still because I remember him. We were neighbors, so we always go to each other's houses. And then
Yeah.
he moved away, and that was it.
You ask him to do a TikTok to cover your ass.
Well, he lives in Portland, and so I was like, if I ever find myself in Portland, let's meet up. And we just still like if I have a story, he'll reply to it. Whatever.
that's
I don't
nice.
think it's weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna keep telling my weird stories on TikTok and whatever. I'll
And we'll be here to see them, Leah.
Yes.
So
I'll
this
just
is
get
her.
approval first from you. Like, how would this do?
Imagine people seeing someone posting just this clip and everyone going, They did not reach out to this girl to have her explain herself.
As a guest,
I have no idea it's my assistant.
Watch, they cut it up to make it seem like I did do this, and we
Right.
all get canceled.
We got the viral Venmo girl on.
I can't believe they're backing her.
The next
up.
Hawk girl, everyone.
Did you guys see she made a podcast called Talk to Ya?
Yeah, it's great.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I love the name of the podcast.
No, whoever made that up
Genius.
is great.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor of this podcast, Built.
Listen up, renters. Ever feel like you're stuck in this loop of rent payments, just watching your money vanish into thin air? It's time to turn that rent game around and start earning some serious rewards. That's where Built Rewards comes in.
Built is breaking ground as a neighborhood reward program that hooks you up with points on your rent. Every month, pay your rent and watch the Built points roll in.
Use points to jet off on a dream vacation. Put your points toward a flight or hotel stay with over 500 airlines and around 700,000 plus hotels and properties.
You can also use your points to book fitness studio classes, redeem them toward a future rent payment. They're designed to meet your lifestyle.
Pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Your rent game just got a major upgrade, baby. Built points have been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Points Guy and Bankrate.
Earn points by paying rent right now when you go to joinbuilt.com/unfiltered. That's JOINBILT.com/unfiltered.
And of course, make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Jointbuilt.com/unfiltered to start earning points with your rent payments today.
Thank you so much, Built, for sponsoring this podcast. We love you.
You're good now.
I'm good.
You're good.
It's been a year. So many things happen. I'm turning 30 on Friday.
Oh, yes, your birthday this week.
I'm scared. Okay, I've been having like the most crazy brain fog this like past 3-ish weeks. I've been trying to clean my room for a month. I can't think straight. Like, I feel like I keep missing things. I thought my birthday was Thursday for like ever. It's just like the weirdest little things I can't remember that I keep missing. I can't focus. It's crazy.
It's the alcohol. And I get the same thing. When you drink a lot, it starts to mess up with your memory, your brain.
Well, I went to this psychic like a little bit ago, and she had brought up, I have a lot of anxiety surrounding death. Like sometimes I think about death, I will start spiraling. Like I just really start to think about it, and I'll go and go and go. So I didn't even bring this up, but she's like, she like had asked like some basic information, and then she goes, do you have a lot of anxiety around death? And I was like, yeah, I do. I like, not so much right now, but she's like, you'll see it a lot near 30, because in your past life, she was like one of those past life psychics.
Okay.
It was, I paid a lot of money to go to her because I was very curious, but she told me my past life when I was like 2 days before my 30th birthday, I was crossing a street and this red truck had hit me with
Big red.
and I had a boy. Stop, is he stolen truck?
Yeah, right.
And so she said that my boyfriend was there with me, and he's so sad, and his soul is trying to find me in this life. And
Whoa.
she's like, because your body or your soul remembers like things that have happened to you, you could carry it with you in this life. So she was like, so I'm blaming the site or like my death in my past life on why I can't remember
Interesting.
things.
Gosh, wait,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. And she says, well, this could be, a load of shit. But
Yeah, I mean, you pay me anything, I'll tell you about anything
well, I
to
asked her
sound
because
good.
I was like, do you like talk about religion and all that? And she was like, oh, well, basically you have all these chances in life, and if you don't get it right, you come back down. And until you get your life right and you're happy with the way things panned out, then you stay in heaven and you live this life.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's basically kind of what I got from it, which I thought was interesting. So she,
Like you get like another shot to like do it
to
right
do it
again.
right, yeah. But apparently I've lived a lot of lives. But
You just
Yeah, you
just can't get it right.
apparently, like my first life, I was like this medicine like thief, or like I worked in medicine, but I was like stealing it and selling it to people for more money.
Leah, you were doing that before you started working for me.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was a medicine stealer. But yeah, so I'm blaming my craziness on.
Okay.
Okay. Speaking of crazy, Leah is right now talking to someone very interesting.
He's my man.
Yeah, he's your man.
Okay. Are you guys official right now?
Well, I don't even know his name.
Shut up.
You guys, okay, like I said, I thrive in chaos, okay? So I've been like trying to up my game. Like I was going out in Santa Monica, it's a bunch of like frat guys and like, douchebags who break my heart. Yeah. So we we've been going to like the Chateau Marmont, the nice guy. We're like, let's level up, girls.
Okay.
We told the paparazzi the other day outside of Chateau. They denied us, right? Because of course. And we
No,
told
I'm the Venmo girl.
do you not know me? The paparazzi was outside. We're like, can you take pictures of us and then send them? And they go, yeah. So we started walking out and they're snapping photos.
Oh my
I
gosh.
honestly
that's
thought you were
so funny.
chilling with some celebrity, and that's how you got
Well,
those
we
pictures.
do.
really funny.
We do now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. This night specifically, we were out. We actually made it into the Chateau. And then at the end of the night, we're like, oh, let's just go try to go to Nice Guy. It had like 30 minutes left till closing. We're like, odds are we're not going to get in, but let's try. So we walk up and they're like, no, we already did last call. We're not letting anyone else in. And out walks this criminal looking man. He has a suit on, like a tattoo on his eye. He's got like this blonde hair that's just like slicked back. It looks like he's been in the sun for too long. Like
Okay.
leather. Like
What age are we talking?
like 40. Well, actually, I don't know because like.
But you would
When
guess
when you
40?
send me, I think he's
He's got
like,
like 45.
he's late 40s.
I can show you guys what he looks like after.
He's
Okay.
late 40s.
But I go, you. And I go, come here. Because I love dimples on men. And if I see a guy with a dimple, I will tell them I love it. And this is my new move lately. It's just like, and it works. It works. I don't know.
The point
No,
and pull.
it is. I have done it 3 times now, and it's a success rate. Girls, try it. It's like the confidence. I think it's like. So I go up to him. I was like, I love your dimple, and he goes, "It's not a dimple. It's a gunshot." I was like, literally, you guys, I melted to the floor. I was like, "Where are you going tonight?" And he was like, "Want to come back to my place at Beverly Hills?" I was like, yeah. He's like, why did you point me out? I was like, your dimple. He's like, yeah, no, I got this long time ago. It's a bullet. I was like, oh, perfect. You're coming home
It's a
with
scar that,
better.
that made you
say
want
no
him
more.
I love you.
Yeah, I'm in love. Like, no, we tell each other we love each other. So
Doesn't know his name.
we go back to their house that night, and it is like the sketchiest people with a bunch of like girls that you would see at the clubs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Walking around the house?
Like just a bunch of Brazilian girls were everywhere. And like,
It's a nice
they're
house.
hot, very nice. It was in this gated community in Beverly Hills. I don't know.
This is literally like a drug lord
That's
in like
kinda
James
what it felt
Bond.
like, but I was like, he loves me. Like, we're good. Because he's like, I never talk to anyone. And I was like, but you chose me. Like, oh my God. And so, yeah, that night we just hung out and then ended up going home. And then, when I was leaving, he's like, I don't got a phone right now. And I was like, well, how are you going to text me? He's like, write your number on a piece of paper. He's like, I'll add some minutes. I was like,
He's got a burner?
She loves a traditional love.
Yes.
It's so old school.
When he
school.
says he'll add some minutes on his phone plan for
Oh
me.
he
my
added me
God,
some
so
data. And so I ended up getting his friend's Instagram on the way out, just in case. I went
Yeah.
like, hey, what are you guys doing? So he ended up adding some minutes, and he called me the next day, and we were just having like these conversations, and he's like, cool, but I was like, what do you do? He's like, I can't tell you. I was like, okay. But his name, I'm going to call him John.
And I hope you didn't tell him what you do and where you
He
work.
has no idea
Okay.
that I work for you.
I
told him your address.
But he dropped me off at the house
Yeah.
the next morning.
But he bought me an Uber Black.
Can you drop me off at work?
Can you call me? Oh, okay. I have to get to that. It's so good. So
Get to what?
not that.
Oh my God.
Get to work.
Him Ubering me or driving me.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have digital currency, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, one night I was like, can you Uber me to you? He's like, I don't have digital currency. I was
He
like,
said that?
yes, I have the text. It's so
I don't
funny.
have digital
I know,
currency.
who says
What
that?
a line.
Oh
And
my
every time
gosh.
he hangs up on me, he's like, sorry, it's the bank. It's the bank. I'm like, what do you do? And he can't ever tell me. And he's like, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So anyways, he's like,
You love that shit.
he was telling me that he has to do this detail, and he has to go to another. He has to go
To another country?
another country. Yep, another country. I can't say what it is, but he had to go to another country, and he's got this detail. Well, I've used to work with celebrities, and a detail is like a security team, and I'm like, there's no way this guy is a security guard. Like, that's not. He goes, yeah, so we got to take care of someone over there.
Take care of
I was
someone.
like, I don't know. But I had to figure it out.
And at that point, she was like,
Well, no, you know,
oh my God, he is mine.
On the phone, I was like, if you killed somebody else, I'll talk to you, right? But not really, but I just want to know.
You said that?
Now it's just like a murder mystery. Like, I just got to figure out, like,
She thinks she's in a smut book.
Oh my God.
It's like Clue. I'm like, give me a little thing, right? So anyway, at one point, my friends were like, Leah, why are you entertaining this man? I'm like, I don't know, I love him. And so
You're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. So anyway, all of a sudden he goes like radio silent, and I'm like, shit, he either left or like I don't know what happened to his phone.
Or he's dead.
So I was like messaging his friend. His friend wasn't giving me any.
So I Venmo'd him a dollar.
2 weeks later, I was like on my way to work, and I was like, he's gonna call me today. John is gonna call me today. I could feel it. And lo and behold, off of like those
WhatsApp,
your iCloud pops up.
I had an email.
Yeah, but it was like a bunch of random it had the letter of his first name and then a bunch of like numbers. And so I was like, this is like a burner, like whatever. So I answered. I was like, where have you been? And he's like, I got broken knuckles, like face is broken, like I got kicked out of that spot. Now I'm in the valley, blah blah blah. I gotta get out of here tomorrow. And I was like, okay, well meet me at Jameson's tonight. So he does.
He did?
Yes, him and his sketchy ass friend show up to Jameson's in suits, and then his friend had those glasses that have like it's like the yellow. He just looks sketchy.
The yellow,
they're like cool glasses, but they
aviators.
Yeah, kind of like that, but with a yellow tint.
Got it.
And I was like, dude, that guy looks sketchy. And every time I was having a conversation with him, he's like this, like just looking around. And I'm like,
just make sure the enemy's not around.
What are you looking for? And he was like, I'm always looking. I was like, okay. He's like, buying me drinks. I'm like, oh, so you have digital currency tonight? Like he bought all my drinks that night. And so I was like,
rubs it.
This is your last night here. Come back with me. He's like, well, I can't leave my buddy. And I was like, yes, you can. He's like, we got to get out of here in the morning and we don't have our stuff. Like all of our stuff's at the other house, like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't care. And at this point, I'm a little drunk because we were on a boat all day for our friend's birthday. And I get the Uber driver pulls up.
How many hours are in your day?
It feels like
more than the average person.
Yeah, it feels like a lot.
That's
honestly.
crazy.
But the Uber driver pulls up and I was like, John, get in my Uber. And he's like trying to debate. I was like, John, if you don't get in my Uber, I'm never talking to you again.
Oh, there you go.
Making this scene, like a full scene. And then he was like, I gotta go, and leaves. I was like, oh, fuck you. And I closed the door. I was like, roll down the window. My poor Uber driver. I'm like, you have to wait. Like, he's coming in here. And I was like, never talk to me again. And so,
well, how many times have you seen him? Twice now? 3 times?
Well, this was the second. this was the second time.
I'm done.
That was the second time I saw him. But we talked for like.
I'll never see you again. You barely saw me in the first place.
Oh, but
no, I'll take the word persistent back. You are a fucking psychopath.
So anyway, I get home and I call him. And
obviously, you gotta.
And he's like, "All right, like I'll come over. Just like let me know, whatever." And so I was like, "Okay."
Are you like playing into like this crazy girl because you know he's like a bad boy and you're like trying to like be that for him, like type deal?
Like, are you trying to be
like
like a mob wife type? Like I'm down with this like life. Like I'm ready to leave my job and what I have, my friends for you.
I don't know what it is. Like when I get drunk, I just turn into like I don't know. I just do whatever, you know.
A criminal's girlfriend.
I guess like I just really wanted to like get to the bottom of it, and if he was leaving forever, like I wanted to like.
You wanted to know.
I wanted to know.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor of this podcast, Robody.
You've probably already heard about how effective Ozempic and Wegovy are. You've also probably heard that they're in shortage, but Ro makes it possible to access GLP-1s and start your journey as soon as possible.
Through Ro, you can access prescription compounded GLP-1s with the same weight loss ingredient as brand name GLP-1s at a fraction of the cost.
Exactly. Ro has compounded GLP-1s in stock now. You can get it in 1 to 4 days if you qualify.
And Ro members have support throughout the process. If you're eligible for medication, patients have access to their provider on demand for any questions.
You can see if you qualify from the comfort of your own home. This means no scheduling a doctor's appointment, no commute to the doctor's office, and no waiting rooms. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you in 1 to 4 days.
So if you're ready to give Ro a try, all you have to do is go to ro.co/unfiltered. Memberships start at just $99 for your first month. Medication costs are separate.
Again, that's ro.co/unfiltered.
Go to ro.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information. Compounded medication is not required to and does not receive FDA review or approval. RX only.
Thank you, Robody, for sponsoring today's episode. We love you.
After the first call, I call again, and the voicemail, you guys, it goes, "Hi, you've reached Samantha." I go, "What? Who
What
the
the
fuck
hell?
is Samantha?" So I keep
Day 2.
I keep calling. Oh, keep in mind, he has 2 phones that he calls me off of. So I call the other phone. No answer. Call the next phone. "Hi, you've reached Samantha." I was so mad because he said he was coming. He said he was on his way. Anyway, he never came. And then he fled. He had to flee. He can never be in LA again.
He got
What?
shit
So he
had
flees
shit to do.
to Vegas. And he's like, "Oh, we're going to be here for a little bit." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going for my birthday. I'll see you. I'll see you right there."
I know you weren't going to Vegas.
She's booking a flight right there.
I go, "I'll see you for my birthday." He's like, "Perfect." Next day, had to flee, got to get out of there. I go, "But why? Why did you have to get out of there? Like, I don't understand."
Like, be honest to the love of your life.
Yeah, like, why? He's like, "I can't tell you. These phones are always listening to us." And I'm like, "Well, what is it? Like, are you a drug lord? Are you like doing fraud shit?"
Like
Are
a
you
hitman.
Are you a
My
serial
first
killer?
thought was a hitman, and then it doesn't feel that way, but I don't know. So anyway, long story short, he's somewhere else that I can't say because he accidentally told me drunk, but he couldn't tell me. And
Oh, she is so in love.
Keeping that secret.
even
Yeah.
a secret. So when he was at this place, I go, "Is your name even John?" And he goes, "Well, technically I don't have a name." I was like, "What?" He goes,
What in
"Well,
the world?
when my mom had me, she didn't name me, so my birth certificate says baby boy." I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, but later on she named me, and that's why he has his name now." And I was like, "No way." So then he shows me his birth certificate. He has one backpack, you guys. He has nothing with him besides a backpack and this folder of papers.
And gloves.
He starts scrummaging through the papers, shows me his birth certificate. It literally says baby boy. Then
kinda
he,
sick.
Then he just goes like this. "Look." I go, "What?" He goes, "Look. It's like a CIA form." I go, "Is this guy in the fucking CIA?"
There's no way.
So I text all my friends like, "He's in the CIA." Oh my God. He's trying to tell me
So delusional.
That's why he can't tell me what
Oh
he
my
does
God.
because it's like
Wait,
top
really
secret.
quick, if this was like a Netflix series, Baby Boy's a good title.
That is
Yeah.
a really good title.
It like
There-
so pick it up.
Cool, huh?
Mariah, you kind of ate with that.
It kind of
You kind of ate with that. If that was promoted, I'm 100% watching it.
Yeah,
it's
I'm in
such
it.
a good story, and I want Leah to be the main
Baby
girl.
boy.
I'm like,
You're sitting on gold.
I can see you in full cheetah print outfit.
someone needs to pick me up for a show in general because this is like one
This is
night
one-
and things
yes.
happen within these times. Like I'm still talking to a bunch of people within John. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Oh wait, you're not committed to him.
no.
Oh.
Like, this isn't real.
So you find out he has an act, like
no, the CIA.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
tell
yeah.
my friends like, "Leah, you're psycho. He's not in the CIA." So we Google like, "Can you have face tattoos in the CIA?" It's like, no.
Yeah,
But
there's no
isn't
way.
there a thing where you could hire criminals to like
You
be
can,
in
but
it?
like I don't think they become part of the CIA. They work for I think
yeah.
the FBI. I don't think you work for the CIA.
Oh.
You work for police. You work for like maybe the FBI. You're like undercover.
Some sort of undercover.
Yeah, and also you're pretty much a criminal, and you are. There's cases where you are a criminal, but in order for your time to like be reduced, you have to work for the police, and then you are undercover, but you're still you were still a criminal.
Like, you have rules. You can't be traveling the world like
Exactly.
that.
So if anything, that's probably what his situation is. But I still think, he's definitely not in the CIA
Yeah,
or.
just like random calls. He'll like call me. He's always really drunk, and he'll call me and he'll be like, "Almost got kidnapped, but I'm here." And I'm like, "Okay, like where's your friend?" He's like, "Oh, he's off somewhere. I lost him last night." Blah blah blah. All this like little things like that, and then all of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, are you gonna be in Vegas?" Because he keeps saying he'll come to Vegas for my birthday, and he's like, "Well, his friend went to the airport to try to go first, and he like sussed out the situation and felt sketchy, so he came back." And did not go to Vegas. He goes, "I don't know.
How is he? Okay, how is he traveling? There's no way he's on a commercial airline traveling.
Well, he is, but he keeps saying he's weirdly. He's like, it was like all good. I don't know if they're using like, I don't know. It's all this huge. This is why I keep talking to him, because I need to figure it out. But talking to him is like a wall, you guys. It's like, hey, how was your day?
Girl, I get it.
I know. But he's like, I'm like, how's your day? He's like, oh, it was so annoying. Like this guy. I'm like, what happened with the guy? Can't tell you. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Then don't bring it up, because I don't want to hear it. Because like, I'm like, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened.
You talk
like,
to him every day?
Almost, but like he didn't call me today, so I'm like, what happened?
I
know.
You know, she's sitting here.
I'm like,
Call him right now.
I'm checking my phone. I'm like,
Let's call him right now.
Oh my gosh.
But he says that he's waiting for his passport and he's waiting on banking things, and these people fucked him and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I just don't know.
Huh.
So we'll see if he comes to Vegas this weekend.
I suggest that you try. I mean, look, you have all your friends going to Vegas, right?
Yes.
I think your friends are probably scared of this man.
They are.
So I think you have to choose between your friends or the love of your life. I'm guessing you're going to choose him if he shows up.
Some of my friends were all the ones going. Were there the night.
I met him. I actually met him. They're his friends.
Oh yeah, they all were there with me that night at the house, so they know.
Okay.
But even for instance, like a weird thing he said was, I was at the beach in Huntington, and he's like, "What do you?" He FaceTimed me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm at the beach right now. Like I can't really hear you, but what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll have two of my friends pull up right now, right in front of you, if you don't answer your phone." And I was like, "No, you won't." He's like, "No, watch. You want me to?" And I was like, "No, actually, don't, because I'm kind of scared." Like that actually scared me, because I was like, can you do that?
Maybe he did that as like just to scare you. I don't
know if he was
think
trying to be funny.
hitman.
He could be.
But you-
What
I
if he
don't-
was like watching you? Like he knew where you were?
Well, sometimes I get a little scared, because I'm like, okay, how much
Mariah.
can he do?
Yeah, right?
Like, how much can he do? Like, does he really? Because there's all burner phones.
I don't
like,
think he's a hitman, because our hitmen getting like kidnapped.
Well,
Like I don't think they're getting
it's
kidnapped.
like who he's dealing with. Like, I think the word kidnapped is like he was like maybe people try to like take him, like maybe the police.
And when you FaceTimed him that one time, he was all beat up. Like,
Yeah.
something's happening.
Yeah. So I don't know. And then like he'll be like,
Leah.
oh,
Is it like
and his friend keeps getting kicked out of all these places. He's like, the other day he goes, he's just too noticeable. Like whatever. I go, but what does it matter that he's noticeable? He's like, he just pisses everybody off.
does he seem like mob type like vibe?
Kinda like he's got like that swag, kind of like mob vibes, but like I don't know. He's the sweetest soul. So I don't know. It definitely needs to fizzle off. I need to cut this off, because it's like
Question.
yes. Answer.
What steps are you taking for your safety?
What do you mean safety? There's no safety precautions on this end.
I don't know.
Give me my information at all.
Okay,
Like
that's
he
what I
doesn't
was
know my
wondering.
address.
He doesn't know much about you.
Yeah, he doesn't know
Like,
what
you don't-
area I live in. Like,
Okay.
nothing of that
That's
sort.
what I was
Had he came
wondering.
over that night, he would have, which could have been, I guess, scarier. But
Right.
So now you're gonna make sure that he never comes over. Like what are
yeah,
you doing?
no, I probably wouldn't. The only reason why
Let
I
me
would
see your phone.
the only reason why I would let that happen is if we were in Vegas, and I probably even wouldn't even go to like a hotel, like without like a public area with him.
What if he was like, we got to go to Argentina tomorrow. I'm picking you up in the
Well,
morning.
he
Let's
asked
go.
me. He's like,
Oh.
"Do you want to come with me to XYZ?" And I'm like, "Well, at one point he was going to Russia," and I was like, "I am not going to Russia," and that ended up not going through.
I love how that-
Girl, set your boundaries.
I love how that's even an option. If
Bora Bora,
Yeah, right.
maybe.
I'm like, "But somewhere else, yeah."
yeah, she was telling me how like, oh yeah, he might take me to XYZ, and I was like, and when do you think you're going
I
to
go,
XYZ,
Zane,
Leah?
Zane, I'm gonna
Like,
need
do you
some
work
time off.
Monday through Friday? Are you going for a day or two? Like, what's the
Guys,
what-
we should go to Vegas. I gotta see this guy.
You guys wanna
I
come?
just need binoculars.
I know, Leah. I need you to like FaceTime him. And,
Right now?
and no, like,
Oh.
and if you meet up next time you meet up with him, I need you to group FaceTime us,
Okay.
and we just need to.
I'll screen record it.
Yeah.
Does he know your last name?
No.
Okay. All right. Good.
Nothing's like, we don't talk about, like, it's not like he's gaining anything from it. I'm not like sending him pictures. Like, it's not like
Right.
sexual in any way. It's literally just like conversation.
Yeah.
It's weird that, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm entertaining it, to be honest. It's just,
You're bored.
I'm bored.
You're bored.
I'm bored and I'm going through it.
It's like me watching a true crime. Like I'm like, it's horrible, but I'm like, I have
Next
to know
episode.
why their brain is like
It's
working
like watching
like
a train wreck. You just can't stop.
look
I
away.
think too, this sounds kind of crazy. I'll show you guys in a second. I think this is kind of crazy, but I think because I grew up so like vanilla, I look for something insane. Like I think it's so crazy. Like some of my friends who've like grown up certain ways, and like obviously I feel for them and stuff, but sometimes I feel like because I grew up in such a sheltered life, when I got older, I really just busted out of like my parents' house and
It's
went crazy.
intriguing, yeah.
Yeah, and my mom, I think
I could relate to that too. I feel like I was in such a shell like throughout my childhood and growing up where I mean, not as crazy as you, but I definitely like broke out of the shell a little bit, went a little crazy the first few years for sure.
Does he seem like he's always like this, like kind of like looking around, like on alert?
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering why I hired her, I'm
here to make you laugh.
I'm also wondering too.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our next sponsor of this podcast, Mint Mobile.
You know when you discover a new binge-worthy show or a song that you bump on repeat and you have to share it with your friends so they can experience just how awesome it is? That's kind of what it feels like when you discover that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. It's such an awesome deal. There's no way you can keep it to yourself.
And friends, don't let friends overpay for wireless. Say a bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plan and switch to Mint Mobile.
Exactly. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you and your squad with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts.
Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month.
To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plans for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Heath.
That's mintmobile.com/Heath. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Heath.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on the first 3-month plan only.
Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply.
See Mint Mobile for details. Thank you so much, Mint Mobile, for sponsoring this podcast. We love you.
I genuinely worry for her safety every week.
Me too.
I honestly pray every Monday that she like shows up.
But I'm pretty smart. I'm like really, really aware of my surroundings. I know it doesn't sound that way, but I am.
Yeah,
like,
I just don't want you to like die, you know?
No, totally.
Because
totally.
boy, it's gonna be really hard to find me another assistant. You know what I mean?
He's outside the door.
What would you do if you heard banging on the front door right now?
Oh my, Heath.
You guys, this has been going on for like a month. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
No, this has been going on longer. You told me about this maybe 3 months ago.
I hate that I don't want to encourage this because obviously it's dangerous. You don't know what can happen, but like I get you wanting to get to the bottom of this.
It's not that I like him or that I could like see a future with this guy. It's honestly just fascination that he's like living this like life on the run.
Yeah.
And I need to know until I figure out what it is he does, I can't give it up.
It's something you only see in movies. And I think that's why you're so attracted to just wanting answers and closure.
I also think I'm doing it because like I have this story now, my close friends, and it's like I got to do it for the people.
Oh, for the 50 people. Absolutely.
For the 50 people that
I need to know.
Yeah, everyone needs to know. It's like at this point we all
It's not about you anymore.
No.
You've brought way too many people into it.
You guys also have to realize too, when I tell these stories of my close friends, people will they'll text like, hey, haven't heard about the criminal in a while, like what's going on. So then I'll make a video like, hey, people have been asking about the criminal, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm actually going on like meaningful dates with like good guys
to get your mind off him.
Yeah, this is just like fun entertainment. Like, I'm actually like looking for some good suitors. You know?
That's good.
Yeah, because I have like a record of just attracting these types of people to me anyway. Mm-hmm. Like
at the same time, Leah, come here.
One of those guys was like a restaurant owner, but
okay, good.
But he was really focused on his restaurant, and I get that. So he was like, I'm not really looking for anything serious, and I was like, well, when someone says that, I'm okay if you're like not looking for something serious with me, but when you say it right off the bat, for some reason, I'm like, all right, well, fuck you then. I'm like, you can't just say it, or
it's distasteful.
Yeah, or I take it as a challenge. It just goes one of two
That is
ways.
a crazy thing to say on the first day you meet them.
Yeah, just so you know, I'm not looking for anything.
That's weird. I would never.
Well, then it's
say
like,
that.
okay, do you even want to be hanging out here? I think all you're thinking about is like hooking up with me or whatever. So,
if you're gonna say that for me, it says you're married, and you shouldn't even be here right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think I'd like to give people a chance. Like, I think that too. Overall, my type of guy could lean that way to like not him, but like druggies or whatever, because I love that like that skatery mustache mullet kind of look, and not that if everyone has that, but
she likes an underdog story.
Yeah,
I also really like the look of Australians. If that gives you like a picture, like
Oh, you love your
kinda
Australians,
yeah.
yeah.
So I was on Hinge. Do I have time for one more story?
Yeah, of course.
'Cause this one's good too. So this was a Hinge date, and I saw him, and I was like, this guy is so cute, and he looks like he'd be Australian. Like one of the pictures, he was like in a gas station with these.
He was riding a
flip-flops.
kangaroo.
No, he was in a.
Australians have a look.
I could just
Kind
kind
of.
of. Yeah.
I thought it was just the accent. I didn't think they had like a look to them.
They kind of have a look. But yeah, so no, I went on Hinge and I saw this guy in one of his photos, which is funny that this even attracted me, but he was in flip-flops and he had like a bag of chips in like a gas station. And I was
You would
like,
have loved us in high school.
yeah, I was just like, I don't know, that picture just, I don't know, it was just attracted me for some reason. Or he was like this and his face was in it and he was wearing those gas station like aviators. And so we were messaging and then we ended up, he was like, I'll be back in an hour. So we ended up texting and I was like, oh, okay. But our conversation was like, we've known each other forever. I was like, I think I just found my soulmate, like straight up. And so after an hour, he was like, hey, I actually need to be like really honest with you. I'm actually like a recovering addict. And I have to go to like these AA meetings and whatever. And I was like, okay, well, you know, my lifestyle doesn't really match up with that. But, like, I go out, I'm at bars, like I party, you know.
My
So, like,
lifestyle doesn't match with that.
And, but I'm not gonna be like rude and say like goodbye then. So I was like, oh no, all good. But I plan to like dwindle off of it, like just nicely. Well, I went out that night. I was in Sacramento, and I FaceTimed him because I'm like, I just love FaceTiming when I'm drunk. And he answers. And
She FaceTimes him with a bag of Coke. Hey.
Look familiar.
Also, at this point, I didn't know what he was addicted to. So we talked for 4 hours that night. And I was like, okay, I could give this a chance. Part of the conversation was he was in a sober like living house in Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I have to get this nose surgery, blah, blah. I was like, who's taking you to the nose surgery? And we've never met before. And he's like, no one. I'll probably just like Uber. I was like, you're not Ubering to your surgery. Like, there's no way. I'll take you. He's like, I couldn't ask that of you. I've never met you before. I'm like, no, it's fine. Woke up at 6 a.m. Went and got him from his house.
Very sweet. This is her work day. When she took
I'm like, Zane,
off.
I'm gonna be late. Actually,
Yeah, Rue's really sick.
Yeah.
I didn't work for you
Poor
this
thing
time.
pooped everywhere.
I don't think I worked for you this time actually, but I took him to his surgery, and then I was like his point of contact. So after his surgery, he's not allowed to have like drugs or anything because he's a drug addict. And so,
What was the nose surgery for?
Too much cocaine.
it was like
I
think
see,
it
I
was
don't
a
wanna say
deviated septum, or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. It was fixing that.
Yeah, I said the same thing when I wanted my nose
Right?
done.
So, I had to be like the point of contact. The doctor's like, he's out of surgery. You can come get him. So I went from, his thing was, I went from my house in Santa Monica to Malibu to get him, to Burbank to drop him off,
Wow.
back to Santa Monica.
My
And then they
gosh.
told me that he was done. So I went back to Burbank.
Wow.
Jeez,
I know.
Leah,
So
wow.
I pick him up and he's getting wheeled out. His nose is like bleeding. He's got a huge Band-Aid on it. I'm like taking pictures of him. It was so funny. He's like, well,
the spectrum of Leah is
Great.
insane.
So stupid. I was taking pictures of him. He looks so
So
funny.
fucking
it was funny.
stupid.
So we stopped actually at the Phil's right here.
Oh,
We took him to, or he's like, sorry, I actually can't really hang out. Like, I have to go back. It's like he has a bunch of rules. I was like, no, it's totally fine. Like, I wanted to do this, but like, our first date, like, yay. So I got really also in, like, I don't know. I feel like he needed a friend, and like, I don't know. Our conversation, it was weird because I liked him, but I knew he wasn't good for me. Like, he liked me as well. It was like this whole thing. We were talking, and I really thought he was sober. Come to find out, he's actually like addicted to like heroin and fentanyl, which is like, you know, pretty damn bad.
wait, fentanyl? I thought
Yeah.
fentanyl.
It does if you use it right. Was
Got it.
always
Oh,
what
wow.
he said. But I was like, dude, you're gonna die. Like, this is kind of like, it's not even just like a
Yeah,
Yeah.
drinking problem. It was like wild.
yeah.
So I always just like, I really thought he was sober. So one night we brought him to my house for dinner, and I cooked the steak dinner, and he is sweating bullets like profusely.
Oh my
And
God.
my roommate Shanna was like, dude, like, he's high. I was like, no, he's not. He's sober. He's in sober living. Oh my God. It's fine. Like, he's good. And I was like, are you on drugs? He's like, no. Bullets. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. So anyway, long story short, because there's so many instances where this happened.
Yeah.
But at one point, he just like, because these places take your phone's away when you're first getting sober. So sometimes I wouldn't hear from him for like a week, and I'd be like, oh, it's because he's at a new place. Like if they relapse, they go to a new place.
Yeah. And also, when you are in recovery, or not recovery, sorry. What's the word when you stop doing drugs? It just rehabilitating,
relapsing,
right?
or like whatever.
Not relapsing. Relapsing is when you get back into it. But when
rehab?
when you're off it, isn't the symptoms
so
like you get
rehab,
hot and sweaty and
so in rehab you can't have your phone, and then they send after a 14-day period they send them to like these sober living homes, and then they get their phones back.
Got it.
But like sometimes some houses are more strict than others. It kind of just depends.
What's the no phone rule like help with when it comes to like leaning off?
Just so you can put all your focus, I feel like,
got
on.
it.
Yeah,
okay.
but what's crazy is come to find out these houses, I mean, I'm sure there's some rehabs that are like actual rehabs, but these ones that he go to, these facilities want to, they want your insurance money. So they hire these like recruiter guys that come and they'll tell my guy, hey, if you relapse, I'll give you $5,000 because when you send them to a rehab, they get money. So they pay them they take them all to a hotel.
What?
Yeah, they take them all to a hotel and they get them high. And I was so like worried for him because I never dealt with anything like this, like ever in my life. This was like crazy that I was, crazy stuff to me. So I was like, you can't do it. He's like, Leah, I have to. It's $5,000. This is like his job. So at one point, this guy called me. He's like, I don't know. Or sorry, I can't say his name. That he ran off. They're like, he left. I don't know what happened to him. I'm so sorry. He was so fucked up, like blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, where is he? I'm like trying to call everybody. I didn't hear from him for 3 months. Safely assumed he died. I don't know his mom. I don't know his family. I don't know his friends.
Yeah.
I had nobody to ask like what happened to him. And I remember being like, I just have to just let it go. This is like, I just have to let it go. And so 3 months later, I get this Snapchat. It's like, hey, bae, it's him.
Oh,
I
my
go,
God.
you're alive. I had like bags of his clothes I gave away. We would call it like dead, his name. I was like, let's call him Daniel, dead Daniel's clothes. Like, in memory of him. Like, it was crazy. And then he was like, well, yeah, I was like living on a park bench. I was like still doing drugs in the street. He ended up going to the hospital. He's done drugs so many times that he gets these like spasms.
And he was still doing those jobs where like he would get high again to get. Well,
no, at this point he had been on the street because he started doing drugs again.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So then after that, that's when he goes back to these rehabs that will pay him and then goes to sober living. It's like this sick cycle that they do, and he's got really stuck in it.
I've never heard this.
Me either until
crazy.
he told me he's like
it's all about money.
Have you heard about this?
I didn't know they were doing that, but I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
They profit off of them going. I
didn't think it was that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
really
not,
sad.
like
so
that. Not like undiscreet. Like that's crazy that they're just like, oh, we'll pay you to like. I didn't think it was that open. That's crazy.
Yeah, and like I think too, like when he really wanted to be sober, he would try to find like a legit place to actually help him, but then somehow like somebody that's in there will be like, hey man, want to go get high and we'll, whatever, or I know this guy who will actually give you $10,000, and then they would spend all that money and then come back. It's just like this crazy cycle. He's
terrible.
Doing better now. Like I feel like he's had bigger spans of like time, but yeah, it was wild. So we really liked each other, but again, this was so crazy that I was like, I cannot do this, but I'll always be there for you as a friend. Like, I feel like he has nobody to lean on. Oh, I had to get to this. Okay. So one night I was like, I can't really talk to you anymore, right? But I always will be there for you. If you ever need me, you can call me. So he was at this place and I was out with my friend and we were out to dinner and he called me. Sweating, he was like, I got kicked out, I got in a fight, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. Like, I can't. It's been so many times, again and again. And he was in front of a hospital. My friend had dealt with somebody like that before, and she was like, we're going to go get him. And I was like, are you sure? Like, we're in Santa Monica, he's in Van Nuys, in front of a hospital with trash bags. Like, are you sure? She's like, yes. He got a new car. She just got a new car. So we go down, and he is so wet from sweat. He's got like 8 trash bags of stuff. And I'm like, do you have drugs on you? And he's like, no. I was like, liar, do you have drugs on you? Because no drugs are going in this car. He gives me these 2 bags, which apparently are heroin, I think, or meth. I'm not sure. And I just fucking throw them. There was like this creak. He's like, no! I was like, I don't care. Like, they're gone. Get in the car if you want my help. So he gets in. He's like like just like tweaking. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this guy. He's refusing to go to the hospital.
You don't know who to bring him to. Yeah.
So I brought him to my apartment.
Oh
my
god.
And I go, and keep in mind, my elevator is broken. So we have all of his trash bags and we're walking up the stairs with them. We get inside and he's sweating and he stinks. And I'm like, get in the shower. Comes out, still sweating. He's on my floor rocking. He's like hitting his feet. He's like in pain. He's looking through my cabinets. I'm like, dog medicine. I'm like, no, like you're going to the hospital. So he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, no, you are. I freak out and I'm freaking out. I think he's overdosing. I'm like, I don't know. So I just type in hospital and I ended up taking him to a fucking veterans hospital. They're like, and so the security guard goes, is this your boyfriend? I go, it's my hinge date. Like, and he's like, no. I'm like, I know.
It's our second date.
It's our second date. No, this had kind of been going on. But
yeah,
at this point is when I met his mom, who we're really close to this day. Because I called her. I was like, I don't know any of his information. Like, I have your son here. She's like, oh my God.
How'd you get her number through his phone? You checked his phone?
I told him. I was like, give me your mom's number because I can't fill out your forms. And so I ended up staying there till 5 a.m. with him. He was like yelling at the doctor. So finally they just like gave him something that like knocked him out. And so I felt like I could leave. Went to work that day. So yeah, he is on a journey of sobriety.
Wow.
But
Oh my
I just like swore that I would always like be there for him.
When's
So
the last time you talked to him?
today.
Today.
Wow.
Yeah, we go in periods where we don't really talk. There was one
Yeah, it's
point,
sad.
like, in high school, like this guy that was like I dated. He was so rude to me, and like years later, he tried reaching out, and I was like brushing him off, and then come to find out, he like killed himself. So I've always like vowed to always be there for everybody, and I kind of like blamed myself at that point for not responding. I was like, I should have fucking known. But then come to find out, like he had reached out to a bunch of friends that he'd burned. And did the same thing. So it made me feel a little bit better about that. But I vowed that I'd always be there for people when they need it. So I'm always there for him. And he's been sober. He just had one fuck up, but got back on his feet. So
That's good.
hopefully he stays sober. But I feel like that's just like,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm rooting for
yes.
what's his name that you said? Daniel.
Oh, I was like, which one? Which
we're rooting for Daniel. No, that's good. That's good that he's getting better. It sounds like.
But that's just the kind of people I attract. So one day you're gonna see me with the best guy
on
ever.
Netflix.
In jail with the criminal.
Right. I don't know what it is. You're either on TV or in prison.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, I'll probably fuck the killer.
Yeah, accessory
Bonnie
to
and Clyde.
accessory to him.
You're destined to do something like that. Like
I know.
Like a bigger picture, like helping a ton of people in those situations. I feel like you're really good at it.
I do. I feel like
You're very brave.
Oh, she brave.
Oh, I'm brave.
You are brave,
She
sister.
brave.
I know. But yeah, so 30 is my year.
It
30
is.
my year.
I believe it.
I see a bright future for you, Leah.
I just think that for myself, I really just need to reel it in because I saw this TikTok.
Just gotta reel it
I
in.
gotta reel it in because I saw this TikTok and it was like, "Is the date good or are you fun?" And I was like, "I'm fun. That's what it is. I'm having the best time with myself on the date." Was it actually? Was he cool? Did he bring anything to the table? No, like probably not.
I think all your dates bring something to the table for sure.
Well, you'd be surprised who I like. Like the nerdy guys. You're like, oh, he'd probably be hot in person. I go on a lot of dates with those guys. I try to give everybody like a little like, oh, maybe this guy, maybe this isn't working, so let's try this type. But
a lot of guys need girls like that. Open girls like that, so they get a chance.
But like those sometimes like there's those ugly guys, but when you meet them, or like I don't know, I have this friend. He's like not cute at all, but he has like the craziest charm, and like his personality is amazing, makes him so hot. That's why I feel like going on dates with people you wouldn't maybe normally pick out of a crowd is like cool because
You gotta feel it out in person.
Yeah, some people have like
personality's big.
It is. But this weekend, this guy we were backstage at the DJ thing, and he goes, I actually think that you're one of my favorite girls I've ever seen backstage. You're like not like the rest of them. I'm like, what, a fucking model? Like, thank you. He goes, no, like you got a personality. I'm like, thank you, and not a model. Thanks. Cool.
It's so backhanded. It's crazy. Like those type of comments.
Yeah,
just keep it to yourself.
That was like me all through grade school and everything. Like I was just funny, and I'm like,
I know. I don't want to be funny anymore. I'm not.
Oh, Mariah's so funny, but so and so's really hot.
We win though.
We do.
We keep
personality
them.
always
I
wins. Look at Heath and I. Personality always wins.
Personality.
Right?
It's about character.
Who cares
One
about
thing we
the
all
looks?
have.
We do all have that in common.
Yeah, we do. Okay. Well,
Thank you for sharing.
Oh,
that
thank
was
you for listening.
unbelievable.
Yeah, thank
we
you.
can't wait a year next time because too much happened.
No, we're
she
gonna
didn't
need.
even tap into the amount of things she's been through.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have her on again on the Patreon.
I need updates.
Yeah.
If you want updates, subscribe to the Patreon.
Yes, thank you, Leah. All right, well, we're going to end it right here. Thank you, Leah, for hopping on. Thank you for staying after work hours to be here. Really appreciate
We're
it.
in overtime, baby.
I knew that was coming out. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. You can check out these episodes every Monday, audio form, and every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Zane and Heath. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Zane and Heath, where you can get bonus episodes, you get extra episodes, you can see the episode that we did with Leah. You also get the unwinds where we keep the cameras rolling for 15-20 minutes every time. It's a little mini episode every week, and we also do live Q&As on there every month. It's a great community on there. Everybody loves each other. We call them the cousins. You get all that for $5 a month.
And we also have a flavored peanut butter powder company. It's called the Flavored PB
Oh my,
Co.
I just got a whole new shipment in.
I just got my cookies
I got
and
like
cream.
7 fudgy brownies.
It is absolutely unbelievable. It's flavored peanut butter powder. You just add a little bit of water. It reconstitutes, turns into like this fudgy peanut butter goop. You can dip fruit in it. You could just eat it with a spoon. You can microwave it, heat it up into like a little like cake type thing. It's unbelievable. Make sure to check it out. All the flavors are so good. theflavoredpbco.com.
Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. And Unwinders, we'll see you in 5 seconds. Love you.
Peace.